Our first presenter is Dr. JERI DYSON. She is not only a physician, but she is also a survivor, a thriver of multiple myeloma. She is an adolescent medicine physician, an author, a speaker, and she's an entrepreneur because she has started Global Girls, Global Women program that's known throughout the country, as well as in Africa, certainly in West Africa. She's established Dyson and Associate worldwide, and she's currently implementing the Hummingbird program. It's a campaign designed to introduce girls to global citizens through cultural immersion and international travel, a much needed program. And she is going to speak with us again about signs and symptoms of multiple myeloma.
How's everybody doing? Can you hear me pretty well?
Yes.
Good deal. I know you're eating, but I want to make sure that I am a very bubbly person. I want to make sure that you hear me over your chews and all of the wonderful food that you're eating today, okay? So I'm going to be very quick. I am a medical doctor, but as we know, you being a medicine, if life calls your name, it's your turn, right? Exactly. So me being a medical doctor did not give me some type of shield from cancer. And I was diagnosed I actually broke my back in December of 2017, but I wasn't diagnosed with multiple myeloma until I was very persistent and gathering around some good girlfriends. Everybody needs good girlfriends, right? And so as a medical doctor, I decided I'm going to go through the back door to get diagnosed because everybody that I spoke with initially was like, oh girl, you look good. Oh, you look good. You don't look like you got none. Oh, you look fine. So you can look like $1 million on the outside, but on the inside be deteriorating. And so I think that's why all of us are here today, to kind of give you all some signs of when to slow down, when to listen to your body, and when to just take a pause. And if your physician tells you, it doesn't matter how long they've known you, if your physician tells you, oh no, I think you might be okay because the lab work looks good, you go to somebody who's like, okay, well let's do a different lab, right? So that's what I did, and it wasn't until January, actually February the 6th, is when I got the diagnosis of multiple myeloma. My initial diagnosis was missed. The young lady who saw me in the emergency department said that I had a back sprain when I actually had a fracture. My spine was fractured, and I had all the symptomatology of a spinal fracture. And me being a physician, sometimes as an African-American woman, sometimes your face and your gender can kind of do you in a little disservice. And so when I walked in and I said, well, I'm a physician, I didn't actually walk in, but when I got to the emergency room and I told them that I'm a physician and I've been practicing for 20 years and I really think we need to do an x-ray, the young lady who evaluated me said, oh no, more than likely it's just a muscle sprain because you didn't fall or have any trauma or accident. And so with that, I didn't have the energy to argue with her because I used all of my energy to sustain myself. And so that's another art that we have to do as human beings, is we have to know when to fight. Every battle ain't your battle. And I knew at that moment that was not my battle. My battle was to determine what was going on with me. And so that's the encouragement that I want to give anybody. I don't care if it's multiple myeloma, pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever your issue is, I want everybody in this room to take time to really focus on yourself. Because a lot of times we're so busy serving and being of service to others that we sometimes overlook ourselves. And so in that moment, I made a decision to seek medical care from another friend who ordered an MRI, and that's when we saw tumors in my spine all the way down. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because 50 Hoops has done a fantastic job, along with the videographer. I remember him from last year. They did a wonderful job of capturing the depth of my story. So if you didn't see it, I want to encourage everybody to go to YouTube, put in 50 Hoops. It ain't difficult. 50 Hoops, right? 50 Hoops, and then put in my name, JERI DYSON, right beside 50 Hoops, and you'll get to actually see the entire story. But what I wanted to encourage you all today with before I sit down is, you know, our body kind of goes where the mind is. And so sometimes we focus so much on sickness that we can't thrive. And I'm so glad that Dr. Brown introduced me as a thriver. I'm more than a survivor. I'm not somebody who just beat cancer and oh, now she around here talking about. Cancer is like the last thing people know about me if they don't really know my story, because I don't lead with the cancer foot. Because I want you to see me as a thriving, whole woman who is here, who's vibrant, who's ready to live, who's ready to lead, who's ready to change lives of people. And so through your diagnosis, whatever your diagnosis is, I want to encourage you to find your why. Why do you want to fight cancer? Why do you want to live? And so for some people, you hear them say, well, I thought about the space of my children. You hear people on testimony saying that. I thought about my children, or I thought about this. I'm gonna be very selfish. I thought about me. Now that doesn't sound like the best thing to say in church, right? But we're gonna be honest, because I'm full of transparency, honesty, and authenticity. That's anybody who knows me, that's how I operate. And my thing was, I need to live for me, because at 50, you like, that's so young. When you're 10 and you look at 50, you think it's old, but then when you get to 50, you like, oh, that's like 14. And so I realized that I had a lot of living to do, and it was a lot of countries that I hadn't been to, like Dr. Ali and I were talking about early, and I was like, nah, I'm not about to die now right now. You can go mess with somebody else, but death, me and you will not tango today. And so my focus for you all is to really get your thrive about you. Don't just survive something. Don't just survive diabetes. That surviving is like you just made it over. You know how you get into a fight and the person's all bloody at the end and they like, ooh. And you like, ooh, you look like death. You survived, but you look like death. I want us to really thrive. I want us to be at a point where we take life at its fullest. We live dynamic lives. So if you don't hear anything else I said about symptoms or broken backs or aching hips and all that other stuff, I really want you to focus on thriving. Because really any diagnosis, anything in your life is just a snapshot in time. Just like people have gone through divorces, people have gone through loss of children, we go through gentrification. Ooh, did I say that out loud? But you know what I mean. We go through a lot of stuff and we are able to survive. And so I want us to look at all that we've been through and understand no matter how hard times get, it's just a snapshot in time. It's like looking at a photo book, and when you see a picture that's ugly, you just turn the page and go to something different. So just live long enough to turn the page. That's my encouragement to you as I take my seat.
Question.